the initial kind of thought is, well, I've never used this feature like that before. I've never experienced it. Therefore, it might seem daunting, or I don't even know where to start. My biggest advice always is start with a crawl, walk, run approach. You don't have to basically, the old nomenclature, eat the elephant all at once. Figuring out where is the area where you can, using voice, you can either add a tremendous value, as quickly as possible. So a perfect example here might be your call center or your service agents, because there's a good amount of interaction on via voice. So these may be voice messages, these may be live voice calls, but the idea is really start with the customer in mind. So imagine now you're trying to increase your a business metric around reducing your churn. The first thing you want to start off with is, what are the factors that are contributing to my churn rate? And once you've cataloged what those things are, the next thing is, what can I do about it? Some of the key factors that contribute to churn are things like tone-deaf communication, because you really aren't listening to your customers in a timely manner. But the other thing that happens a lot is when customers do contact you and express their frustration, because of the volume of data, or you not being able to process all that information, you don't have an opportunity to essentially to listen to that data. So what I would recommend is simply understand that, look, I have a key business metric, let's say in this case reducing churn. What are the things that are contributing to it? And then trying to leverage the things like voice to fix that. So if the churn rate, if there's a high factor coming from for example, your service calls or your support calls, then you can simply use voice as the first frontier in that. So you can start looking for things like signature keywords. You can also perhaps look for things like sentiment. I mean, if you imagine, if you could, you're hearing my voice right now, so through my tone, you can understand whether I'm happy, whether I'm angry. Imagine now when a customer interacts with your call center, for example, you can also leverage their tone to be able to catalog and be able to segment your customers. And then through that segmentation, you can send out emails that don't conflict with the current context. Meaning, if a person is really unhappy with your service center right now, you probably don't want to, send the cross-sell promotion advertising your latest and greatest products. You probably want to have a more empathetic voice to your emails or your further communications. But more importantly, it also allows you to identify what is the next best channel that you should engage with. And so that's really important, because that also allows the customer to understand that, look, I engage with the company in such and such a way. Okay, I had an unhappy moment, but clearly based on the communication, I can see that the company is listening to my voice and then now trying to remediate that problem. So just to summarize, I would start with something concrete and small around a goal, but then really leverage that to learn more about your customers. And you got this amazing loop of, the more you learn about the customers, the more they kind of establish that trust, and they let you sort of learn about their scenarios, and it can create this juggernaut of a feedback loop where the data essentially starts to feed on itself.